Hey, Sand Troopers, and Bill 6901 here, and I am with Mr. Daniel Logan at the Star Wars exhibit event here. It started today, October 13th, 2012, all the way through next year, April 7th, 2013. How you doing, sir?
I'm very good. I'm very good. What's up, Sand Troopers? Keep it alive out there. Keep them coming. Keep those votes coming. Come out and see us at the convention. We got a lot of toys and raffles to give. It's all about the kids with Sand Troopers, so make sure you come bring your kids out and see us at the cons whenever we're there. Make sure you ask for Spice, by name, and yeah, Sand Troopers. We're the most giving and loving website there is, so make sure you come out and visit us.
That's right, that's right. That's what I like to hear. Now, you've been here a couple of times here in Florida this year, I mean, for different events such as MegaCon, Star Wars Weekend, Celebration. I mean, are you going to move down here or something?
You know, I might as well. You know, I think I might try and find me a girlfriend down here. I love these ladies down here, so if I could find me one, you know, maybe I just might move in with her.
Might as well, right?
Yeah, no, but you know what? I gotta wait till Star Wars does me a little better, and then I'll come down and buy me a condo or a little apartment, you know, because this place is amazing, dude. You guys have so many little freshwater ponds and stuff like that. I'm a fisherman, so, I mean, I love Star Wars, but I love fishing. You know what I mean?
You're going to have to go with me and Dave. Dave is a huge fisherman too, so.
Wherever there's fish, man, I'll catch. Even in the bathtub. I'll pull a goldfish out of the tank, you know?
All right. So, you know, it's awesome to have you here and all that stuff, but I have a couple of questions. Now, with the release of Episode 2 in 3D next year, do you know if Hasbro's going to be making a new Boba Fett figure or something like that?
You know, I don't know. I know Darren up at Hasbro, and I think, you know, it's a very hard market with toys, just to the fact that, you know, what kind of crisis we're in right now. But I mean, Hasbro's always been done good. They've always produced some really amazing Star Wars toys, and I mean, they've even donated to this science, Orlando Science Center, for the fact that I've seen every kid come up with, you know, a four toy box set from Hasbro, and you know, that's really cool. You know, it's cool to see that they give back to the people, and I would love if they made me another toy. I mean, I get that little girly fangirl excitement, you know, when I see my new toy come out. You know, like, oh my God, look at me, this thing, you know, and it gets like a new excitement every time you see something new. But as of what they're gonna produce, I'm not too sure. I mean, as we saw me in the Clone Wars, I had in the last episode, I was with Ventress, and I got we were on a train, but they actually gave me a costume for the new Boba Fett, which was a black mask with like a gray front over it. It just looked amazing, and I mean, I'm really hoping that they produce that as a toy, because, you know, it'd be sad to see that little part of Boba Fett be missed out,
of course,
in this whole, you know, universe or whatnot.
That's definitely actually a figure that we really need. And we need an updated Boba Fett figure anyway, like from the live action films, because we only have the one that was released back in '02.
Right,
so,
we have the Unleashed figures. You have that one with the general from the cloning, Camino.
Right.
And then you have just a single box set with the one with the helmet and the two blasters with me and the jetpack.
Right.
But then they've also just started releasing the new Clone Wars figure, which is really cool.
There's two versions of the Clone Wars Boba Fett figures. The one that came in the Rise of the Boba Fett pack, which was with the slave one, the big ginormous one. Which you actually signed for a kid in a convention. Sand Troopers was there and covered that event, which was cool too. And the single carded one, which I'm sure you've signed a million times over.
Millions, yeah. Actually, you know what? I actually got that, given that slave one toy from Lucasfilms, and there was this kid that actually never got given toys, and his parents would go to thrift stores, and that's his only way to be able to get toys. But he really loved Star Wars, and I figured, you know, unless someone passes away, you're not going to get any Star Wars toys at a thrift shop, you know. Or if you do, you're going to be digging and driving around and around just trying to find that toy or toy. So I got given that big box set. That's why I forgot about it so quickly, and I actually gave it to the kid. And I mean, I remember that his parents just said he did not put it down for weeks. You know, and I mean, that's the kind of stuff that makes you go home at night and sleep well. Right. And gives you a good vibe. So. I actually did like that pack. I did like that toy and that setup. Even though I did not get to play with it, I still found it fascinating. Even the box, it was huge, but it was awesome.
One of the biggest, I think, figures that we've had by Hasbro from the Clone Wars line. So, you know, Hasbro needs to kind of revisit that. But now Dave Filoni one time he mentioned that in season 3, I think it was season 3, there was supposed to be a scene that was cut out where it showed Boba Fett in prison. Do you know anything about that? Did you ever get to record something like that?
We did the scene where I went to jail, and then I broke out of jail.
Well, that was in season 4. We got to see you this year in season 4 where you had to fight with Obi-Wan disguised as Rhaegal Hardeen.
Exactly. Yeah.
We got to see you there, but I mean, in season 3 there was a scene that it was supposed to be in season 3 where apparently we saw Boba Fett in jail, and I think someone had to go up and talk to him, but apparently it was cut out. So I guess if you don't really know about it, it was probably in development, but it never really got that far.
I mean, I could have been told about it, or we could have even shot it. But it's like we shoot so much. It's like in such a small time, you hardly remember the scenes. You only just start to get to remember them once it gets put out on TV.
Right.
You're like, oh, that's right, I did that scene. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
That's what that was like, turning out like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, most of what I get to see is on TV like everybody else.
Right. Now, not only have you played Boba Fett in the Clone Wars, but you've also played the Clone Cadets. A lot of the Clone Cadets, which, you know, we sort of saw briefly, you as other Clone Cadets in Attack of the Clones, but now we really get to see them a lot more in the Clone Wars, especially in like season 3 in the second episode of season 3, ARC Troopers, where Kamino's being invaded and all that stuff, and then they tell the other Clone Troopers, Echo and Fives, that they're not, you know, ready to battle because their training isn't finished yet.
Right.
How was that for you? How did you, you know, develop those characters? What did you think of it?
You know, it was very hard. D Bradley Baker actually stood in and helped me out with one of the characters. But what I tried to do is, at the time, I didn't have the talent to give them a unique voice each, but I tried to make them play like the little dwarfs. Like, you know, one's grumpy, one's sleepy, one's naughty. You know, and you have like certain traits that gave every single unique clone a unique thing about him. But I mean, I just had fun with those characters, you know. I just put new twists in them, didn't make them Boba Fett, you know, because Boba Fett is the unique clone. He's his own man. But yeah, it wasn't challenging. It wasn't challenging. It was more enjoyable due to the fact that I had so much more to play and more freedom, you know, to give me. But I hope we get to see more of those young clones in the future, because as we did see in the Clone Wars, where the clones actually got guns and they were shooting and helping out the guys, you know what I mean? That was actually a pretty good scene, and I really liked it. Yeah.
Cool stuff. Now, you came back for the role, like we said, in season 4 for Boba Fett, and on episode Deception, which is where you see him in jail and, you know, starting fights and all that stuff. And we have him a new look. He looks more like a
Jango
Fett kind of thing. And I was like, oh, that's freaking awesome. And then in episode 20, which is 2 episodes before the season finale, we get to see him in that, like, I guess, prototype suit or something. Elaborate a little bit about that suit. What was it? Did they tell you before recording, hey, you're going to have a new suit? This is what it's going to look like, blah, 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 how that is cool?
Yeah, they actually gave me a picture, and they're like, hey, look, this is your new suit. And I'm like, what? I get armor! You know, I hadn't had armor. So I'm like, oh man, I got armor! So I was so excited the fact that I actually had armor. But they only had a picture of him, and they just had him like you know, scout out like this, you know, and then they had, so, you know, and then they had another, one of the characters standing next to him to show the scale reference of how small he really is still. But yeah, they let me know a little ahead of time that I was actually going to get a new outfit, and they didn't really go into detail why, but my ideas and thoughts is that he probably went and found himself his own outfit due to the fact that he's still young and doesn't know where he's going to be in his life, but he also doesn't want to have that thing held over him that he's living on the the tailcoat of his father's reputation.
Right.
So I think where he goes and gets the black suit, it makes him find like, I'm not my father, but I'm like him. You know what I mean?
Right. Like he's literally just trying to be his own man.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, where we came up with the design for the costume, I mean, it's all up to the guys who are, you know, back at Lucasfilm drawing on this. But I mean, for the most part, I think that's where it came from, is the fact that, you know, he's not Jango Fett, but, you know, he's not old enough to say that he's deserved to wear that Mandalorian armor.
Right.
So I think this is just like another side of, like a twist off of, like, he's still a bounty hunter, he's not a Mandalorian yet.
Right.
You know, or if he ever will be a Mandalorian. You know, just because he wears the outfit doesn't necessarily say he's a Mandalorian. But this caution that he's got given, it kind of puts a unique, like, you know, I'm Boba, you know, and I'm a bounty hunter, you know. I mean, as we see, you know, obviously, probably, in the original trilogy, we see him in the green-blue costume. So now it's going to be really interesting to see how he transitions from being that little kid to being that little kid, becoming his own bounty hunter with his own syndicate, and then doing the transfer over to how we all know him as the guy in the green, you know, suit who's dressed as a Mandalorian merc.
Pretty much works on his own too. So
always
right now we're just seeing him working with Boss, Dengar, all those.
Or saying, yeah, you got a couple of good guys in there, you know. And I mean, these are all stories that we never got to trace backwards in the movies. These are characters like Boba Fett that really, you know, wiped over. So I mean, I'm so glad that they've created this Clone Wars and all the stories that they've gone with, especially all the backstories, you know. And being a fan of Star Wars myself, I mean, I just love it all.
Right.
They got so many more great stories to come in this Clone Wars, and you know, where they're taking this galaxy is just unbelievable.
Of course. And is there probably future episodes that you're working on that we'll probably see Boba or something?
I mean, you never know. I'm always thinking positive. He's not dead, you know, and his bounty is far from over.
Yeah.
But you never know. With Dave Filoni, it's just one of those waiting games, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, one day I might get a call, one day I might, it might not, but you know, usually it's just like, hey, yeah, you're going to be around this week? I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, I need you on Thursday. Okay, cool. You know, to go down to the studio. That's how quick it all happens, you know?
Well, that's very cool. Well, this is Daniel Logan, who plays Boba Fett in Attack of the Clones and the Clone Wars. Thank you so much for being with us on Sand Troopers. You know, like you're like family pretty much to us. So
you're very welcome. Stay tuned to Sand Troopers. Like I said earlier, you got to come out and see us. We're at almost every convention, from the west to the east coast, and we're usually the people who have the most fun. We bring out toys, we raffle them, we give them out to kids who deserve them, and I mean, we're all about giving back, especially the children. So bring your kids out, come see us, sandtroopers.com. Stay tuned for a lot more good stuff.
Indeed, united we'll find. See ya.
The force is strong with sandtroopers.com. Indeed.